The first part of the project is to analyze the behavior, translations, and main characteristics of the graph of exponential functions. The second is to research Chernobyl's nuclear plant disaster that happened in 1986 in Ukraine. We also investigated two real-life events where exponential growth and decay can be applied.
For the last part of this project, we analyzed the consequences that Chernobyl has had in the world, some of which include the fact that thousands of people had to evacuate and currently Chernobyl is considered a ghost town. Also, the death toll for cancer increased massively after the accident due to high doses of radiation.
An exponential function is a function whose value is a constant raised to a power of the argument. This is a basic graph of an exponential function. The formula for this is fx equals b to the power of x, where b is the base. There are two restrictions. B has to be greater than 0 and b cannot equal 1. The domain is all real numbers, the range is 0 to infinite, the asymptote is y equals 0, there is no vertical asymptote, and the key point is 0, 1.
This project makes emphasis on Chernobyl's nuclear reactor disaster that happens in 1986 in Ukraine.
This accident was caused when a group of workers tried to prove a new invention and they disconnect the electric power, so the plant had an internal diffusion and it exploded and the radiation was spread into the area near the plant. This accident was so dangerous because the nuclear energy produced heat and radiation, which is an accident when an accident is released into the air. When there is an accident with a nuclear bomb, there is an uncontrolled chain reaction. When this happens, a meltdown is produced when there is an overheating of nuclear reactors. Big amount of radiation can affect the human body, most of the times producing cancer and even the death.
An example of exponential growth in real life includes the increase of Apple sales after the release of the first iPhone, and an example of exponential decay can be shown in the decrease of a car's value after the first year.
Exponential growth is a growth whose rate becomes even more rapid in proportion to the growing total number of size.
The function graph models y equals e to the x power. The exponential decay is the decrease of a quantity at a proportional rate in the current value.
The characteristics of an exponential graph is that the graph passes through the point 0,1. The range is y greater than 0. The domain is all real numbers. The graph is increasing. The graph asymptote is x-axis. The graph is continuous.
The exponential decay is the decrease of a quantity at a proportional rate in the current value.
The implications of nuclear energy are that it has a lot of risk because they expel heat as a part of their conservation system, and if they have any accident, it can cause a huge problem in the environment.
We don't consider the nuclear energy to be clean because it has a lot of chemicals that can harm the environment. We know that there is a nuclear plant in Mexico located in Veracruz. Its name is Laguna Verde Nuclear Power Plant. We don't think it is safe because it is located in Veracruz, and next to it there is a beach. Any accident will produce a big problem in the oceans, and that can affect all the oceans that connect to it.
To the question that if we agree to have a nuclear plant in each country, yes and no, because modern nuclear power plants are safer than they were before, and nuclear energy is reliable and those not emit greenhouse gases. However, an accident could cause a major disaster like the Chernobyl accident.
We think that the accident could have been prevented because having more protection with the power plants would have reduced the impact with the catastrophe. The accident should not have been provoked that huge problem. Having an evacuation plan would have been very effective. This problem could have been prevented with more protection.
The only way to stop the radiation spread once the explosion happened is to make a quarantine zone in the area affected.
We consider that the radioactivity didn't reach to Mexico since there is a huge amount of distance in the middle of oceans and lakes. The radioactivity was less and less every time, and once it reached Mexico, it was not too much and maybe not at all. The distance is too far and the radioactivity doesn't reach the most exactly 10,000 kilometers apart.
The four environmental consequences were the changing climate, dead in flora and fauna, water rivers and oceans were infected by the contaminators, and 4 reactors that contain 190 metric tons of uranic oxide was spread into the atmosphere.
All these consequences are very bad for life. People in Ukraine got many problems and this affects other countries. This may be solved, not completely, but many things can be changed to benefit the population in those areas. The problem could have been prevented because it was produced by a stupid accident.
Our solution is that there can be some machinery that can help us clean the air that is infected by this explosion, and other machinery to clean the water, and since this is so expensive and Ukraine is part of the European nation, they can ask for money and later on they can pay them back. How do we feel about working this way?
It was a little bit difficult to work this way because of time measurements and communication, but we were able to exchange ideas through a WhatsApp group and get organized.